Good morning to St. Marie and Algoma. Welcome to Wednesday for special report morning edition. I'm Chris Oldcorn with Colette Linden. I'd like to thank KC Securities for your sponsorship of the special report at 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. each weekday. Good morning, Colette. How's your day going?
My day is going fine. It was a little bit of a rush when we were trying to start the show there, so my heart's going, but that's okay. That's okay. We're all good.
Yeah. We got all our stories lined up. We're awesome.
I guess
there
so.
We go.
Yeah, we've got a few local stories, but we want to hit off some stuff that's going on in Toronto. I know that you have got a lot to do. What's this birthday party we got going on in the script
Oh, yes.
here?
Happy birthday to Lucas. He's turning 9 today.
Oh, happy birthday, Lucas. Same age as Dante.
I will be at his birthday party this evening.
Excellent.
As you know, we're supposed to be out in the community, hosting charity events, golf tournaments, things like that, and all that's been canceled. So now I'm doing birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, retirement parties, your kids moving out of the house party, you name it. I get paid in pizza and cake as my appearance fee. So,
Are you going to talk about city council? What are you talking to these kids about?
Yeah.
What are you going to talk to these kids about? City council and...
Well, it's because of social distancing. It's pretty small.
I'm kidding. I'm saying, what are you going to talk to the kids about?
We will talk politics. I'm sure he's interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He's watching the show this morning, so.
Hi, Lucas. Happy birthday, honey.
Yes, something to look forward to.
Have a great day today. Sorry, it's a great one out there, but we will get to...
Sorry that Chris is emceeing your birthday party.
No, not at all. You've got a great MC. We will get to some weather shortly, but...
yes, which was weird this morning. You see how fast the clouds are moving?
No.
I will explain why that is.
Well, thank you, Dan.
Thank you. I was going to ask.
3:30 in the morning, I did wake up to like loud rainfall, and I was hoping for a thunder boomer, but I didn't hear anything. Was there?
I don't know. I slept through it all.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, Danny, why don't you just tell everybody what the weather's like instead of Chris and I predicting what it will be like?
Well, I mean, we did talk about there potentially being a thunderstorm last night, but that didn't come through. But I did just get a wind. A wind, because I'm going to be talking about the wind. Sorry, that's my little joke that I'm laughing at for myself. But I was just told by Craig, one of our, kind of my content director, and he's also been our weatherman for a little bit. He was telling me that with these wind gusts that are happening right now, it's actually coming from a previous hurricane. It's called Crystal Ball. That was the hurricane. And so these winds are actually just a little bit of the remnants from the hurricane. So slowly it's starting to weaken again, and the winds are just kind of picking up off of the Great Lakes. And then as soon as it hits surface, it's kind of depleting. So it is very windy right now. I mean, we're not getting those 90 kilometers winds as some areas are. Ours right now are about 50. But I mean, if you have small cats out there, small animals, I bet you they're going to be holding on tight. But I do want to get into the weather today. So for today, it is 22 right now, and that's going to be going up a little bit to 24. We also know it's going to be a low of 18 today. It's going to be rain. It's going to be muggy, but the rain isn't really going to hit. Like, it's just going to drizzle a little bit today, but the rain really won't hit until the evening. And heading into Thursday as well, it's going to be light rain early in the morning, and it's also going to be 15 with a low of 9. I know right now it says that it's raining on Friday, but that is not the case. The rain is actually going to stop Thursday evening, and Friday is actually going to be a mix of sun and clouds. It's going to be cooler. It's going to be about 12 degrees in the afternoon, and that's going to go down to about 5. So we will have more on our weather during the afternoon show. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Danny.
Actually, just to cut in there for a second, and she mentioned about small animals having to hold on. That totally explains the cat that flew by me on second line earlier today.
I can't even comment on that.
It happens
right now.
though. It really does. Yes.
Seriously, a cat can get picked up and blown away in wind?
Absolutely. Yeah, it can. I've seen it. I've seen my cats hold on to the side of our deck with dear life a few times. Yeah, these wind gusts, it really happens.
Wow.
You saw a cat on second line fly by you?
Yeah.
Are we serious?
No.
Okay, moving on. Oh, you do like this. Anyway, we've got some Twitter wars going on. I know you had some Trump stuff, but I wanted to talk about CBC host Wendy Mesley having to apologize for her off-color remarks after a discussion they had on racism. I believe she took to Twitter after they had the show. So now she's finding herself at home sipping coffee as the show was... the show is she's being investigated. The tweet is being investigated and now not working.
Yeah, she was quoting someone else, I believe it was.
Yes, but she took to her own account to put that out. So that represents the CBC poorly, as well as the show, which is called The Weekly with Wendy Metzley. So why don't you update everybody on the Twitter wars with Trumper?
Yes. Okay. So.
Or do you have
Can we put that up on the screen, the video first, so people know? Oh, well, here's the tweet. Okay, Donald Trump tweeted this out yesterday. Buffalo protesters shoved by police could be Antifa provocateur. 75-year-old Martin Gugino was pushed away after appearing to scan police communication in order to black out equipment. I watched. He fell harder than he was pushed. Was aiming scanner. Could be a setup. Okay.
Oh boy.
Here's the video. The police pushed this man over. This man is a member of what is called and I'll bring it up here, the Western New York Peace Center. He's a peace activist. He's demonstrated.
They just kept walking by.
Yeah, and they kept walking by. And he's bleeding out his ear. He's still in the hospital. This happened 4 days ago.
They're all walking by.
And the police are walking by, yes. Several of the officers have now been charged, prior to Donald Trump's tweet, I might add, with assaulting him. And Donald Trump apparently thinks he's the...
How would he say that man fell, he was dramatic with his fall?
Yeah, like 2 police officers have
Where was
actually
that?
been
I'm sorry?
charged. This was in Buffalo. And this guy is a member of what's called the Western New York Peace Center. And they demonstrate against military drones, climate change, nuclear weapons, and ironically, police brutality. He has been a peacenik, as they call them in the States, for a long time.
Yeah.
And he had moved back to Buffalo to look after his ailing mother, who's now passed away. But overall, this guy seems like a great guy. He is not a member of Antifa. First off, he's about 40 to 50 years too old to be a member of Antifa. They tend to be under the age of 30. And he's 75. Once again, this is Donald Trump using his Twitter account to spread complete conspiracy theories that are not true, not based in reality. And quite frankly, we were talking about this earlier, in my lifetime, I've basically seen Clinton, Bush Jr., and Obama. I think if any of those 3 had a Twitter account, they would not use it in this fashion. Obama clearly didn't.
Well, a communications person is supposed to run any type of social media.
If this is a communications person, they should be fired. And also yesterday, when I was just looking at this tweet and looking at other tweets, I dealt with this last week, but he went after Mattis again for being a poor general and a horrible, didn't bring home the bacon was what he called. And that's why he fired him. I'm not sure how a general brings home bacon, but whatever.
They're trying to make...
that Bay of Pigs war a while ago. But anyways, we're going to go to a break right now, and we'll come back with something non-Trump. Hopefully.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern People's Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Government Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. And doing things for what we adore, but might regret later. A trip to Chuck's Roadhouse isn't one of them. With melt-in-your-mouth AAA steaks, buttery lobster tail, half-priced apps after 9 p.m., an ice-cold draft with all your Roadhouse favorites. Chuck's Roadhouse. Food the way it ought to be, priced the way it used to.
A message from the Government of Canada.
Good morning. Happy Hump Day. Thank you to Casey Security for your sponsorship. Happy to be alongside my co-host, Christopher, who has MC services available should you desire
birthday
to
parties,
have
bar mitzvahs, retirement parties.
I keep
Your kids
forgetting
leaving
about the
home party. That's a big one.
Which one?
The kids leaving home.
Actually, maybe I'll hire you for that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. My kids are going nowhere. I already told them they go, I'm going with them. Anyway, that gets me to a point. There is a press release put out by the Pediatric Society, and they are saying to allow graduations for children who are going from, it doesn't matter what level of schooling they're graduating from, could be junior, could be grade 3 into grade 4, you know how they do those little junior schools. I could be high school, could be well, sure, kindergarten to grade 1, man.
Get the limos.
Those are real tearjerker grad moments.
Yeah.
Come on now. They're concerned that it doesn't provide closure if they're not having graduation ceremonies for students, as well as it gives them an opportunity to speak with their professors or their teachers, and it gives them closure. So Pediatric Society of Canada, they are concerned, they are appealing to all the ministries, the ministers to back them up on this and to do some type of smaller gatherings, but I don't see how that would even work out because, I mean, you do smaller gatherings per graduate.
Yeah. I mean, houses of worship can open up at 30% of their normal capacity.
Yeah, that's true. Perhaps they can do something.
Maybe that would have to do multiple graduations.
Yes, maybe do it over the course of a weekend and to do, graduation. Actually, that might make the ceremony shorter.
Oh, mine was brutal.
Oh my God, aren't they awful?
High school one at the last minute. That was the worst thing ever. First off, it was hard benches, not soft, and there was 300.
Oh, Princess needs a soft bench.
347 graduates. I still remember the number. 347. God. It was literally 4 hours of people getting up, and everybody got to say like 30 seconds of their life, like, I want to be X. Oh, no, I want to save all the whales. And then it's like the person 3 years later is working at McDonald's. So
okay. Well, let's move on to some more local news, but let's talk about graduations. I just wanted to throw that in there about coddling our children, because apparently I do. Poutine Fest has been pushed back again. Important to note, this is not a canceled event. This is going to be postponed. Everybody loves these community events. I know this is part of Rotary Fest, I believe, Danny, the Poutine Fest, or is it a separate event?
It's separate from the Downtown Association and Rotary.
Okay, this is with the
Downtown Association.
But this is the Downtown Association and the Board of Directors.
Why can't we just social distance?
Well, they're concerned about the guidelines around how many people. They must have a segregated or an area in which you go and you get your poutine, right? You're waiting in lineups and there's too many people. So Poutine Fest has been delayed. I know my son went to it last year and he said it was amazing. There's every type of poutine that you'd like. And
Mike and our producer Mike is saying it's fantastic.
It's really, really good. On top of that, Pride Fest 2020 has been canceled, which is unfortunate. We do have an interview with them today.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to that. That should air sometime Thursday or Friday of this week. So we want to get that out there. But Sioux Pride has made that difficult decision to cancel the parade. However, I guess we could call that postponed as well, because what they're planning on doing is operating or having it again in a different season when guidelines have been lifted. Now, they specifically said something in their release with regards to when social distancing has been lifted, but I'm thinking social distancing is going to be here for a long time. So
yeah, probably until we have a vaccine.
Yes, and we'll talk to them about that today and see what's going on there. What else is going on in the city? A man on Second Line was interrupted the other day.
Was it a flying cat? No, wasn't a flying cat on Second Line?
No, it was flying police cars coming in to see, and it wasn't to come and have a coffee with them. So 32-year-old Mark Mancuso is being held for bail court right now. In the afternoon of June 8th, officers with the Crime Suppression Unit, Drug Enforcement Unit, and Emergency Services Unit arrested 32-year-old Mark Mancuso after executing a search warrant in the 800 block of Second Line. They found some drugs, 1.9 grams of what they believe to be cocaine, but more shockingly, it was a loaded sawed-off shotgun, a sawed-off double-barrel shotgun, and the serial number tampered with, and the shotgun ammunition, and a stun gun.
Seems to be really into sawed-off guns.
The sawed-off shotguns, yeah. But the ammunition still in is a problem. And so he is being held right now. But that's what I have for local news. What do you want to update everybody on before we go to a commercial break?
Yeah, well, I got another happy birthday. Happy birthday to my Aunt Ginny, if she's watching.
Oh, happy birthday.
She does watch the show.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that's our 2 viewers in Milton.
I was just going to say, are we talking Barrie or Milton? Milton's so close to mine. Hamilton.
Yeah, we got to get more Southern Ontario content in here. And also on Facebook, I'd like to say good morning to Giselle and also to Aniki. And now Giselle is our producer Mike's wife.
Yes.
And Mike, in my ear, just a second ago when I said, "Oh, it's Giselle," yeah, now here we go in my ear. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this, Mike. Mike said, "Wow, she's up."
I heard, "Wow, I'm in love with my wife." That's all I heard.
And Giselle, you can interpret it how you want.
You are stirring the pot. Stop it right now. Giselle, he said he loves you, but we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Oh, Mike's going commercial.
Totally thrown to a commercial.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Welcome back to the special report with Chris and Colette. Thank you, Casey Security, for your sponsorship of both of our reports. We appreciate that. Just wanted to mention, it's an unfortunate story that happened out of North York. 2 sisters, Olivia and Julia Sarancini, were walking, it was about 12 o'clock at night. What day was this? On June the 7th. Unfortunately, they were struck by a car who was turning left. He just took off. Anyways, it was a hit and run. He took off. One of the sisters died. The 17-year-old passed away right there, then and there on the street. And the 19-year-old was taken to hospital with leg injuries. The unfortunate part with this was, he just took off. Like, such a beautiful looking girl, and she was described as humble and kind and just a beautiful soul. So it's an extremely sad story. The family took to the news on the Sunday, begging for anybody with information to contact authorities if they saw anything. I'm happy to say that on Tuesday, a suspect was taken into custody in connection with this incident. His name is Sean Ramsey, 46 of Toronto. He's been charged with failing to stop causing bodily harm, failing to stop causing death, and I hope he gets charged with a whole bunch more. So I just wanted to update you on that story that we did talk about. They did find him, thank God. Over to you.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to go over a little bit of the COVID-19 numbers now, and then we'll also look at what can you expect to be open on Friday, just to cover that,
Oh,
so you
good.
can find out what is going to be available.
Nails, and more nails. That's what's opening on Friday.
Yeah, it's on the list. Okay, so on Tuesday we had 230 new cases of COVID-19, down from 243 the day before. This is a good trend. That's 3 days in a row with less than 300. 14 people died, 24 the day before. The good news is in our long-term care homes, there's no new outbreaks. So right now there's still
that's great.
A total of 312 outbreaks at long-term care homes. Obviously, some of those have recovered, such as Extended Care Mapleview here in town. Their cases are now negative, so that was the total amount. It doesn't mean that there's actually outbreaks at all 312 anymore. Put that in perspective, there's 622 long-term care homes in the province. So about half have had an outbreak at this point. So we were very lucky that only one of our long-term care homes in all of Algoma actually had an outbreak. Hospitalizations down again. We're down to just 600 now. Only a few weeks ago we were at 1,200. We're down to 116 people in ICU and only 88 people on ventilators right now across the province.
Wow.
Now testing was down. We only did about 13,500 tests. However, we don't have a massive backlog of tests right now. So in that sense, it's good that we are not seeing a lot of people going to assessment centers thinking they have COVID-19 at this point.
Great.
But we still need to start really testing everyone so we get an idea of, because you can be asymptomatic.
That's right.
And we don't know. For example, like Extended Care Mapleview, they were all asymptomatic. All three of the people at that home never showed any symptoms.
Was it staff, or was it? Did they ever say if there were staff
it was
or residents?
3 residents.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 residents, and it was on the, I believe it was the Echo Bay.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they never even showed symptoms. And the only reason they showed up was because there was a complete sweep of every long-term care resident and worker in Ontario, and that was done by the middle of May.
We can thank our government for that.
Yes, they did that, and then they've also been testing all the frontline workers as well. Of all the cases of COVID-19, less than 20% are healthcare workers. It's been hovering like in around 17%.
Okay. Remember yesterday, sorry to interrupt, we wanted to mention in Quebec there's over 5,000 deaths for COVID-19.
Yeah, we are at about 2,350 deaths right now, and Quebec just passed 5,000. So they're they're twice as many deaths as we have,
Crazy.
than that.
Sorry to interrupt you, buddy.
And they are the ones that put their kids back in school and things like that. And then they started to have outbreaks at schools.
Did they?
Yeah, they had one school that had within a week was closed down because they had an outbreak.
Are they still operating under the rest of the school year, or did they just close
As far
down?
as I know, they have not made any changes. They've done the social distancing. I am going to deal with, in a future show of mine, talking about what school will look like in September, given the present guidelines and what you can expect for your kids. And it's going to be much different than what they normally have. But that is something that's going to take like 15 minutes to actually explain, because it's quite detailed.
I'm interested in hearing that.
The moment you hit the curb of the school to the moment your kid gets into the classroom, what happens in the classroom, what happens at recess, how do they do gym, everything will be completely different until we find out some sort of vaccine, or we have some sort of herd immunity where enough of the population has antibodies to fight against it. But we have to go to a commercial break now. I'm Chris Oldcorn with Colette Linden, and we will see you back here in 2 minutes.
though we can't always meet in person, we can still listen.
Even though schools are closed, help is still available in your community.
Even though you may be worried, services and supports are still here.
In stressful times like these, families need mental health supports more than ever.
We are here to make sure you can stay connected to your community and culture.
Nous savons qu'il peut être difficile de rester à la maison, mais vous n'êtes pas seul.
And we know asking for help for yourself and others can be hard.
But there are people in your community who are ready to support you.
No matter your age, gender, sexual identity, race, or culture.
No matter the day, time, or issue.
We're here to help.
Welcome back. Okay, so developing story. We just found out that Mike, our producer, who just earlier said that his wife was up. In the developing story, apparently he's divorced now.
Giselle, don't listen to Chris at all.
So, anyways, that was a text from Giselle. I'd also like to say hi to Inaki and Cindy on Facebook, and also
morning,
my mom
guys.
who just started watching as well.
Good morning, Mrs. Oldcorn.
Yes, and she's watching for Colette anyways. Now, let's talk what's going to start opening on Friday, June 12th.
Let's. I need my toes done.
Outdoor dine-ins, restaurants, bars, so that means like patios, curbside parking lots, things like that. Actually, City Council talked about that. I'm going to deal on my show today. Personal care services like getting your hair done, tattoo parlors, shopping malls will be under very strict guidelines, and the food courts will be takeout only. Tour services like biking tours, walking tours, recreational stuff, pools, will be beach access camping. And you want to talk about camping, actually?
I do, but I want to say, first of all, winners better be ready for a lot of people hammering the winners' doors, because I miss Winners so much. And I think everybody in the city misses Winners so much. And that opens tomorrow? Saturday morning, 12 o'clock.
The earliest they can do it is Friday, if they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will be there at Winners, and then I'm going to get my toes on. Okay, yes, campgrounds. So let's talk about that. So right now, things are closed, and starting on the 12th, things will start to open up. More beaches, more campgrounds, everything's opening up. However, those campsite owners are a little bit concerned with regards to how many people are actually going to be visiting, because they don't feel that a lot of people from America or Europe, wherever they might be coming from, will be traveling as much. So they are set to take a big cut in who's going to be sitting on, a lot of people own their own RVs that are on the campsite, so they'll be there. But I mean, these campground owners rely on rental fees coming in as well, and just tourism in general. So the Ontario Premier, he announced that there will be camping, and Ontario parks and private campgrounds will be opening, but there is still concern again that we just won't be making the money this year.
Well, I don't know why anyone would come to Europe to come here and sleep.
I was thinking that when I read
dirt.
this, I'm like,
I mean, if I'm flying from Europe, I'm not sleeping on dirt. I want a bed. If I'm coming that far.
But Chris and I are from we don't even glamp. I mean, whatever that
Hilton
might
Garden
be.
Inn is my version of camping.
That's right. We are hotel
The
people.
Doubletree Campgrounds.
And I'm not going to apologize for that. I was not raised in I do not like camping.
Yeah.
I do not want to camp. I do love the outside during the day stuff, though. I love the water, the beaches, the walks, and everything like that.
Yeah, that's great. But I'd like to sleep on a bed
I'd rather sleep
after.
in a mattress. That's right. Now, talk about traffic lights. Well, you have 45 seconds left. Tell everyone what happened to you this morning.
On Monday night, they talked about this new traffic light system they're putting in and off-peak
Centrax,
hours.
it's called Centrax.
Yes, and it's supposed to make traffic move faster. Normally, I leave my house at 6:15. I'm here by 6:28 because I hit every single green light. No, not
today.
This morning. I left my house at 6:15. I got here at 6:38. Guess what? Every single light I hit was red. So great job, City Council. Thank you very much. You doubled my commute time. And I will see you at 1 o'clock. Colette will be news all day. I'll see you at 7 tonight with more on City Council. We'll see you at 1. Have a great morning.
Have a good morning.